My next guest makes his pro debut when Urijah Faber's A1 Combat touches down at Sacramento State University's Union Ballroom on January 19th. He is Houston Scibek. How's it going today, Houston?
Hey, what's up, man? It's going pretty good. How you doing, man?
Can't complain. It's a good day so far. So you made your amateur debut back in August of 2021, a time when regional MMA was still coming out of the COVID era, especially in California. You then put together 5 fights in 2022 and then capped off your amateur career with your seventh win in January of last year. Coming from a wrestling background, however, what initially drew you into MMA?
Honestly, MMA is like the first thing I really got into. As far as being a fan goes, I've always been a fan since I was 7 or 8 years old. My dad always had us watching like the UFC 2 videotapes and stuff. So even when I started with wrestling, just this has been my dream kind of this whole time. So MMA has always been the goal in my back pocket, you know.
Awesome. That one kind of hits the heart a little bit. UFC 3 on VHS was my intro.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even know which one it was. It might have been 3, the one where he fought Chemo, but yeah, no, that was kind of what got me into, and like Chuck Liddell fights and stuff, man. That was kind of how I got my start as a fan in this.
Awesome. Yeah, mine was it was Frank Shamrock, or not Frank, Ken Shamrock, because he was a wrestler, a pro wrestler back in the day. So
yeah.
Seeing him on the cover, I was like sold, and the rest has been history 24, 23 years later now.
Yeah.
But during your amateur career, what were some things you learned that have stuck with you fight to fight? And when did you know it was time to make the step to the next level?
So, I mean, I definitely learned a lot as an amateur. I feel like one thing I wish I would have done more was kind of be a little more patient in some of the tougher fights, maybe feel it out a little bit more. And so there were a few fights where I felt like I rushed the finish a little bit. I tried to get the takedown too quick and kind of rush my game. But that's definitely something I took from my amateur career, not to rush things. And then when I kind of knew I wanted to be a pro was when I was going into my 5th fight, I believe. I know I was fighting someone else who was also undefeated at the time, and just things were just kind of starting to click, come together. My submissions were starting to come together. My striking was feeling better and everything. So once that kind of started, all rolling together, I kind of knew I definitely want to go professional with this.
So, and now at the professional level, you make your pro debut against Allen Silhanek, an opponent you were originally scheduled to face last November. How's camp been with the fight, especially with the additional time allowed?
Oh yeah, no, the more time you give me, the better I'm gonna get. So it's been good to me. I was healthy. I could have fought in November. I would have been happy to fight a replacement, but we didn't find one apparently. So yeah, I've been ready for a while, and yeah, I'm just going to be that much better next 2 weeks here.
Awesome. And speaking of camp, where have you spent your time? I'm assuming it's probably the same as usual. Train for Life and Nobody MMA.
Yeah, no, that's my gym. I train there out here in Sassoon. Yeah, I really don't go anywhere else. I'd be happy to bounce around, but I love my gym. My coach Sonny, he's awesome, man. He gives us the most applicable stuff to be working on day in, day out. So yeah, no, I'm happy where I'm at, man.
Between the two gyms, who have you been training with particularly for this one?
So my buddy Terrence, he might even be the co-main event on our card. Terrence Saturn. He's got 5 professional fights, making his 6th fight. We're in the same weight class, so we're really good training partners for each other. We try to mirror our opponents to the best of our ability. So yeah, he's been my biggest training partner going into this one.
Awesome. I actually have an interview with him tomorrow.
So that's awesome.
Nice little fun one there. But going through 7 fights already, once you make the pro debut, we can act like 7 weren't there yet, but there's still the last couple of fights that were there. Were there any pre-fight rituals you have leading into a fight that gets you ready and in the moment?
Personally, no. Our coach always has us run the same warm up, so that's always kind of a sense of comfort that we could find. But for me, I just kind of deal with whatever I'm feeling that day. If I'm more nervous, if I'm less nervous, I definitely do a lot, almost meditating, just breathing, trying to slow my breath down. but that's about it. I usually get like a good full body stretch in or something, but yeah, I'm not really ritualistic. I'm not superstitious or anything like that.
I know amateur rule sets kind of vary by state, so I'm not sure if there's much any difference there. But making the move from amateur to pro, has there anything changed in training with the different level?
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing that like I'm considerate of is like knees and elbows to the face are legal now. I can throw them. I could get hit with them. I feel like that's going to help my ground and pound a lot. Being able to throw elbows, it's kind of easier. You don't need as much space to throw an elbow. I mean, you could throw little pitter patter punches, but I could kind of cut people open with those too. So I'm pretty excited about that.
You know, come January 20th, if you could write out how this fight happens, what does the headline read the next day?
Oh man, I just have a hard time seeing it going outside of the first round, man. Anything, man. Like I have a lot of ways to win. I'd love to get a knockout. I didn't get any as an amateur, so getting a knockout would be a big deal to me. But I'll take anything. I'll throw up a submission. I don't care. DQ even, man. I'll take any sort of win.
Yeah, win a win, especially you're getting paid this time too, so
Yeah, exactly, man. So
that
like,
win
half
shows a
my
lot
paycheck.
better.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
another one too, a little more creative control on your end too. This is your first pro fight. You have full creative control. Where do you see yourself in the next like 3 years?
I mean, like I've always been a UFC fan, so that's like my biggest goal. I like some of the international promotions too, like One and KSW. Those are cool promotions, but I mean, the biggest thing is just me on my end. Just I need to keep getting better. So in 3 years, I just hope I'm a whole hell of a lot better everywhere, and yeah, that's my biggest thing.
Perfect. And then, stepping away from the fight itself, you're more than just an MMA fighter. What's something that you enjoy doing when you're not training and not preparing for a fight?
I mean, most of what I like fitness, man. So I'm always working out. I'm always doing something. I'm always looking up new exercises, new philosophies, new anything. I listen to podcasts a lot. Me and my girlfriend like to go on walks and stuff. Like, yeah, I just like to stay busy. I don't like to sit around and do nothing. Yeah, I can't be bored, so I just keep doing whatever the hell it is that keeps myself occupied, pretty much.
Awesome. And then final question. Come January 19th, why should someone tuning in to A1 Combat for the first time tune in to watch the pro debut of Houston Scibek?
Man, I just think I bring it every time, man. I'll be going for the finish every single opportunity, man. On the feet, on the ground, I'm gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna put a high pace out there. If things aren't going my way, I'm not the type of guy to look for the door. I'm the type of guy to still try to figure out a way to win. So I think that's what people want to see, and I think people are going to want to watch me fight.
Awesome. And then I'm going to give the mic basically to you for the final word, basically. Mike's all yours to kind of shout out, any sponsors, social media, teammates, the girlfriend who called, anyone you want to give a shout out to. Mike's all yours.
So I definitely want to give a big shout out to all my sponsors. Big thanks to all of them, everybody on my banner, on my shorts. Big thanks to my team at Train for Life and at Nobody MMA in Sassoon City. Big thanks to my teammate Terrence, fighting the same night as me. Big thanks to my whole family, my brother, my best training partner at home, my girlfriend supporting me. Love you, babe. Yeah, that's about it for me.
January 19th, UFC Fight Pass. You make your pro debut. You have a teammate on the card with you. A1 Combat has been killing it. Each show keeps getting better. And this is, I think, their first one, at Sacramento State University.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they're like their home ground or building out a home ground there with the MMA program and everything at the college, which is insane.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for your time. You're in training, you're going for your pro debut. It's a little more harder than, if this was your fifth or sixth pro debut. This is your very first one. Your record, you can't erase this one now. So I just want to thank you for your time and best of skill on the 19th. I can't wait to watch forward to it. Thank you again for your time.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for giving me the time to speak my piece, even though I got no platform myself. I really appreciate it, man.